Hey there, it's JohnBurry555. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the epilogue of the Owl House Watching and Dreaming. There's a lot to discuss, so we're going to jump over to my computer, and I'm actually going to go through scene by scene, because this is probably going to be a pretty long video, but there's so much interesting, fascinating stuff to break down. A few one-off gags, of course, but there's also lots of wholehearted, wholesome stuff, showing how our characters have grown up in between the end of the episode and the epilogue. There's just so much good stuff that we really just gotta break it down on screen. So let's jump right on over there. Okay, so now that I'm at my computer, I can actually go and break down the epilogue, everything in there. So real quick, I'm going to go here because a little bit further, so I'm actually I'm using the YouTube version because it's such easier for what I'm doing right now. But because there's a few parts of the ending, but not the epilogue, that I want to include in this review, this breakdown, that the end credits video that they put on the Disney Channel YouTube channel, that didn't pop up. But this one, just because of the real editing. But this is right here, picking up shortly where I've been right before, where in the, I think, the commercial cut that they were taking out the epilogue. I think, again, that commercial cut is going to be confusing. But this is where we're going to pick up. So basically we're picking up right after Rhys has been defeated and everyone's been reunited with friends and family and loved ones. And this scene here is Zeus reflecting on how now that the Titan has passed, that Titan magic no longer works. The glyphs no longer work. You can see, like, she's in the demon realm, but it's not working anymore. There, as I said.
Powers of the glyphs. I had learned the Titan's language, but now I had no one to speak it to.
And that will come and play later on in the epilogue.
Help me find my place when I had no other way. In my heart, I'll never forget it.
And that line right there, that very much does reflect on how the central message of the Owl House is acceptance, find your place in the world. Again, that's very fitting right there, and it makes sense because, as I understand with that, it's the version that's going to be cut down so they can show commercials. This right here is pretty much where they're going to end it, which is also a pretty good ending. But I gotta say, the actual ending is even better. The actual epilogue.
But a new one was just beginning.
By the way, that is a pretty good ending anyhow, but I really do like the epilogue. And this next probably like about a minute. Yeah, and it's not considered part of the end credits video on the Disney Channel YouTube channel. But no, of course in the Zorro statue, it makes sense. Again, music is spectacular. We could really talk about the music in that house. Should have made a video for that. But boxing things up, so what's going on? But look, she's been accepted. So picture of her and V graduating. Graveside goes apparently that... No, I have to say that it's quite fitting actually that the graveside is more into the macabre, because that fits nicely with everything going on and is blowing out. But right there, if you notice here, apparently this guy a writing scholarship, but look at the signature. It's literally the creator, Dan and Terrace. So I think that is just perfect there. Great. Picture of Ruth and V graduate, so they figured that out. Oh, right there, in case you don't notice, that there is a reference to Amphibia. But pans over as other pictures. Let's stop right here. So, it's obviously something at the zoo. But like, so obviously it looks like he did give Camille some apple blood. We'll how that goes. But some of these pictures we've seen before, some we haven't. That, and like this right there, like, again, that's also I didn't pick this up on my first watch through, but this right here is said after the finale of this picture. So some, like this one here, could easily be before, this one's before the finale, this one looks true, this one could have been as well, but same thing here, but like this here, oh, King Fine gets to play catch, but like some of these are clearly after the finale, some are clearly before. But so you're still wondering, like, okay, why is she in the human realm? Will she go back to the demon realm? All that stuff is still up in the air at this point, but it gets cleared up pretty quickly. Sarah touches the glyph, hoping it to respond. Yes, Spanish. Spanish. Not Spanish. Spanish.
I'll be right there.
I can't believe you're already leaving for college. Remind me, what major did you pick again?
Come on, Mama. You know me.
And then, so right, I stopped, paused right there, but you probably just noticed the music picking up and all that. But like, this is what really confirms everything going on. One, she's wearing Amity's necklace, so no separation there. University of Raw Magic, that has to be in the boring house because ancient glyphs and combos, which actually probably she would be pretty good at since she did learn the glyph language. BI history. It's not BI history. It's boiling arrows history. Apparently, a lot of people get confused, but it makes sense. Boiling biology. Can't read that one. Abomination engineering. There's a few others that I couldn't get read. But let's go back a few seconds so we can listen to that sewing skull.
What did you pick again?
Come on, Mama.
Oh, and also it's very fitting that Luz chooses everything because she wanted to choose all the tracks back at Hexite, so it makes sense.
You know
So also, does that mean she go to 2 schools? I wonder.
me.
I picked all of them.
All of them. How is that even possible without...
How is it even possible? I know the line then Camille goes on to say without your glyphs, but still, I still like that line because how is that even possible? Because and so often you can't just pick everything. You gotta do. Normally the most is a double major with a minor, and that still can be a lot of work.
your glyphs?
It's been tough, but me and String Bean figured out our own way
And also a new character outfit for Luz, and actually that was pretty good at giving the characters multiple outfits and looks.
of doing things. And it'll be nice to finally see everyone again after all this time.
So that makes it sound like she's been away forever. But then Camille comes on and say,
Loose. You saw them last week.
and Lucy saw them last week. That is just so perfect. It's so Lucy. It's also so a teenager, even though Luz is, I believe, 18 now, roughly. We find that later on in the plot.
Doesn't count. I was studying for finals.
So whose finals was she studying for? Because she's been, granted, she could be leaving right after she graduated human high school. I don't know. But it's interesting. But here we got V, new outfit for her.
Time.
Oh, and I just noticed on her shirt, Titan Skull and Plant Earth. Oh, that's but time.
Go get the others.
That and this here, we're gonna switch over to this video because this video is slightly better come to the end. But so Alba is going to go get everyone. This is the first thing. So that's that rundown house that we saw back in episode 1. We also saw it in episode 1 and episode 1 of this series of this season as well. And because here, sold to the Nacedas, and it looks like it's been spruced up. And obviously, Alba, that means there's a connection to the Demon Realm. And this here is a new portal door. And if you didn't catch that, let's listen to it again. That's the collector's voice. So that, I think, very nicely fits in with how the collector has grown as a character. That they are the ones who created the new portal door that is allowing Luz to have access to both realms. Oh, welcome. That looks a little bit like the that big Powsman. What's her name? The Bat Queen, I think, maybe. But yeah, there's a thing there. But this sequence does such a good job. It's showing everything that has happened to the bowling house. It's a very good epilogue, in my opinion. We got Willow doing flying derby. I think I've said that. And you can tell she's become more and more athletic. Hunter now here. By the way, that made me think of Amphibia. I don't know why I did the toad-like appearance. I think that's another Amphibia reference. But like right here, so he's Calvin Powson, but that's that one character. I forget his name, but his son, and you can tell he's multi-track. So, and you see a lot more characters with multi-track markings on the school uniforms. But yeah, and look at that. Looks like Hunter has a new Powsman, and Dan and Terrace did tweet out the name Waffles. I mean, that's so perfect. First Flapjack, now Waffles. I mean, yeah. There's a back cream, but it also looks like, and of course there's Edith's mother and father as well. So obviously I'm pretty sure Edith's father taught Hunter how to carve Powsman. But also it seems, this also indicates a lot of reconciliation in the entire Clawstone family as well. And I'm going to guess maybe that, just reconciliation and finding purpose. Because let's be real, Ida's mother, Gwendolyn, basically they kind of like latch on to a lot of silly stuff trying to cure her daughter at the expense of Lilith as well. But I think here, because we had the reconciliation back in season 2, and I think this is showing the recovery of all that. But yeah, this here really shows how Willow has gotten much more athletic as she's matured and continued being an athlete. And also that she's, and this also shows more than once in here that they show, kind of their placements, in a way, Hunter's more the nerd of the two. But yeah. And then, of course, this is such a heartwarming scene right here. A small memorial tombstone for Flapjack with, thank you for finding me and H for Hunter. Like, I mean, that is so perfect, the memory. He still got a new talisman, but he won't ever forget Flapjack, who helped him find his way, helped him get away from Bellows. I mean, sure, Luz was a major part of that as well, and also Gus, Will, all of them. But Flapjack was the one who was always in every single scene that was helping to push Hunter to be a better person and to recognize what was going on with Bellows. The other characters were very important for that, but Flapjack was the heart of it. So it's so nice that they right here do this. And of course flying. Yeah. So as you can see here, because during the final battle, Bellows lifted the Titan's arm up, and now you can see the guy Hauser building up there. Here right here, so apparently now Botcha is selling Grudge gear. That's what she's doing now. He's the, I forget his name, but he made the elixir that helped keep the Alcos at bay until Ida learned to live with it. The reconciliation there. Here's the library. Looks like Matt Sawmu is overseeing the construction. Looks like they're putting Kikimura to physical labor. I guess that's their punishment. And this is obviously Library Edition Museum Wing. Now, glyph exhibit, a bunch of stuff there, but right there, Hootie is the curator. Obviously, we know who wrote that. Hall of Titan Research. What else do we got on there? Hard to say. But look at Lilith. Totally changing. Is it just me, or does she remind me a little bit of Miss Frizzle from the Magic School Bus with the way her hair is, the natural orange now only is now front and center, but also the way she has her hair styled. I'm just saying, is quite neat. Oh, another thing I didn't pick up, but on Willow's shirt, or is it an apron? It's hard to tell. Sports gear, EE for Admiral Entrails. I do like that, the Flyer Derby team. Oh, and looks like Hunter has a small abomination pet there, and you can see a little tattoo of Flapjack on Willow's arm, and you also, you will see that on Hunter, MT, and Luz as well, and I'm pretty sure Gus, so it could be on his shirt. I'm going to take a closer look. Here's Amity. Oh, and of course, Abomination cat themed. Of course, perfect for Amity. And here's her new look. And so definitely they are growing up. Looks like she's doing more venturing, much more Abomination engineering skills, not just controlling Abominations, but more the engineering side of things by the looks of it. I'm guessing because with that cat thing, obviously that was her doing it, not her father. So, but another thing to note, this sequence is entirely instrumental music. There's hardly any dialogue until a little bit later. We're only a minute 30 in. So actually, that's another thing. Basically, there was a long time that, because early on in season 1, Amity and Liz were set up basically as kind of a mentor-student relationship similar to Ida and Luz. But the thing is, after I think convention, if I'm pronouncing that right, is like they hardly interacted even after Liz left the Emperor's Coven, which is kind of weird to say. In that one episode where Liz has a party, Amity's not there. Why not? But in the finale, they do show at least a relationship has been repaired. It's actually a healthy relationship. Some kind of book there. And this right here, so it does confirm something we basically did wonder. Does Lilith have any powers now? Or more actually like the Owl Beast and being able to turn into Owl Beast like with either. Looks like for her it's Raven, which makes sense because that was what her talisman was, a Raven. So she gets to fly. Here's the school. So obviously it looks like Sasha, I think I got her name right, is currently teaching bard music. But look at all these. All these characters are multi-track. This person she looks like has 3. I think she has well. But like you got one person with 3, everyone else has 2. But like look at that, they're all doing multi-tracking now. Again, looks like Balkus is now a teacher as well, another multi-track student. Okay, I forgot what subject she taught, but again, look at that, more multi-track uniforms. Maybe because we get this scene here, looks like Bump got an early retirement, because I doubt it's been 300 years like he referenced in the previous episode, so who knows how years I count on the bowling arrows. But, so maybe that one teacher is now the principal and he's decided to get early retirement and becomes a gardener. I don't know, it's just a theory. But I like that. I like that theory that he just took an early retirement and wants to be the gardener. Which also reminds me very much of what's the character Boothby from Star Trek. You know, just the gardener on Starfleet Academy and grounds, and probably and lots of students go to him for advice. I have a feeling that could be the same thing with Bump, just not quite the same history. Oh, and Hootie is right there. So it looks like Hootie has moved out to the outhouse now. I'm just saying. So we got Rain. That's, I forget his name, but I'm pretty sure that's Gerbo. We got Darius, we got Aldo, we got all of them. But something to note here, why can't I remember her name? I should know it, but we got Amity's sister, whose name is Edric, is her brother. Emma? I know. I don't know why it's blanking. But you know, all these characters appear, but this here, he's the one who in the convention episode when we learn about the covens and the coven marks, he was the one who got an illusion coven mark on his arm, which is kind of interesting, that little connection there. But going back to her, why can't I remember her name? But you know, she's the one who's has the Griffin puddles. I can remember that name, can't remember her name, but Beastkeeping and Healing were her multi-tracks. But she was also the one along with Zeus who wanted to do multi-track. That one episode where they were all sent to detention. Based on the detention track. Yeah. Oh, and all the characters who were possessed by Belos, the scars remain. But like, looks like combination engineering, abomination coven, abomination magic, and healing magic to move that stuff. And this is like he's like, oh, like come on, they want to do more than what they're letting on. I'm just saying. And it looks like they're taking notes too. And there's Albert letting Rain know, obviously. And all of them there. Oh, and that's where's that? Yeah, it looks like that's the Blight Manor. So yeah, so obviously Aldo got in the divorce because we don't see Odalia at all in this. Yeah. I still can't remember her name. Amity's sister. But obviously, family hug. And we get to see Rain's talisman, which is a fox, which I think is so cool. But they're all continuing gathering everyone. Yeah, I'm not sure what that exactly was. But then we get another look at the bowling arrows and cities. Those creatures from when they went to the knee. There's a little bit there. I mean, they just do such a really good job. And of course, the archives are still up on top of the Titan skull, which I think is kind of interesting. And now we're getting a peek at the University of Wild Magic. We got Amity's brother Edric teaching them something. I'm not sure what he's teaching, but again, you can look at their uniforms. Looks like maybe multi-track or something. It's hard to tell, but he's teaching them something, probably beastkeeping. We got, this is a guy from the Looking Glass Graveyard. obviously he's doing something. But again, look at that. Slightly different uniforms, but again, kind of looks like multi-track going on to some multiple colors. We got Gus teaching about the human realm with that same symbol that was on V's shirt. Isn't that a neat little thing? Demon realm, human realm exchange program. So maybe there's more than just connection for Luz, but for everyone in both realms. And he probably finally actually has learned a lot of stuff about the human realm that he didn't know before and can actually get it right. Oh, he's got a little facial hair going there. Headmaster, oh, look at that, that's it now. And we got some baskets there. But look at Ida, and she has a hook for her arm now. I mean, that is so perfect. I remember seeing some people on social media now call her Ida the Pirate Lady because of that. Which, by the way, that is a good look for her. And I think does fit nicely with everything going on. And then we get a good look at King, and now it's KC for King Clausen. So it's not that one mug that they found that was the place that either found his egg or him just hatched. But obviously they're getting ready for something. And because V's leading them in. And she goes into the demon realm, so she changes into a basilisk form.
Yes, but today is special.
Okay.
And there you can somewhat see the tattoo of Flapjack on Luz's arm. And so every character here, Tenenosa, like all these characters, all the friends, even Basha shows up, probably showing that he made some sort of amends. Yeah, just oh, and the flower right there on Bump's apron has Hootie on it. Go figure. So yeah, you can get a very good look at the tattoo here. Again, I'm pretty sure Gus has one as well. We just didn't get the chance to see it yet. There's Amethyst.
Well,
Since you spent your 15th birthday,
15th?
rebuild the aisles.
This
and 16, and 17.
this is what implies it's Luz's 18th birthday, which also makes sense going off to college. That's about when it occurs.
We wanted to make it up to you. Camila told us all about your King Cineris from the human realm.
They sounded a lot less haunted than our birthdays.
Take a note of that. A lot less haunted than their birthdays are. But I do like how all the characters get brand new designs. Some change more than others, but I do appreciate all the characters' designs were evolved to reflect the change in time. And that's such in Lilith's character. Pinata instead of Pinata. And there was the Aqua Mouse. So the Aqua Mouse does make a return. I mean, took a while, but the return came. A Luzor cake and it's filled with bugs. And just goes up Steve, and he's not even fazed by that, which makes sense.
Great work, everyone.
Oh, and there's puzzles.
And look,
Can you remember? Yeah. And this is the most important thing. A new glyph. A new glyph.
Powers are getting stronger. Yeah, and it looks like they're different from his dad's, but hey, you've got a whole
So,
new glyph language to try out.
so think of that. This is one of the things that is setting up a potential sequel or spin-off in some form, saying, hey, this has new adventures, a new glyph language, and there's other elements throughout the epilogue, and that kind of set up the idea, like, everything they're doing to rebuild, there's so much good stuff, and there's also prequel options, but also, take a look at the balloons, abominations, oh man, that's such good.
we've got another surprise. The collector was in the area and, well, he wanted to do something special for the occasion. Look!
And this is here showing a lot, I think, what's going on with the collector. Not too much, but showing that the collector has made amends with most, if not all, the residents of the Boring Owls, and is friends with at least King and Luz, if not others. And sure, we don't see the collector, but they put on a light show for everyone, basically. Yeah. But that's also setting up the collector to be different than the archivist or siblings, so that could also be another point of if Disney wants to somehow milk the franchise for more, because hey, I think they should, because it's a good franchise and get the same crew on board. Yeah, let's go for it, in my opinion. But they already got a nice potential villain set up. I'm just saying. Oh, and there, like, Hunt was still surprised at the affection Riddler's showing him, but Hunt low for the win, in my opinion. And of course, losing AMT as well. Come on. They got so many good couples. Ida and Rain. Rhys, as we should say.
Thank you for everything.
Right back at you, kiddo.
And of course, we got the co-trios behind the show. Ida, King, and Luz. And the most important line that helps really, I think, summarize the message. Weirdos. Weirdos stick together. And now the fourth wall break. This is what I really like. I don't know why. This is one of my favorite things.
2, 3.
This is what I like the most. So, it implies that part of the collector's gift to Luz, is allowing them to break the fourth wall to say goodbye to us, the audience. And we get, like, every character. We get the fairies. We get, like, we get everyone. Even this guy shows up. No Adani, but even this guy shows up. Go figure, but, like, nearly everyone who played a role somehow in the story makes an appearance. The cats, like, all of them are there. Nearly, not every single character. Some characters are obviously not brought up again. But yeah, nearly every single character that was important somehow. Some of that's more jokes than others. But, like, all of them make their appearance, you know. Not all of them, but this, I think, this still, more than anything, showcases the core of the house, the main characters, all the weirdos who stuck together. Even Tibbles, despite his faults, he was a weirdo. He was just, full of thoughts. He was not like a dolly, at least. And one other thing, too, is this was just a great ending. I mean, this is really a great ending to the show, and it's a satisfying ending. I want more, but I am satisfied with what we got. There's a few other things we could just, like how, that the bowling hours, the reconciliation between those who were against the Emperor's Coven and former members of the Emperor's Coven. There was reconciliation there. Like, that was shown in the scene over here. Yeah. And of course, also all that stuff in the more pre-epilogue to the actual epilogue in the finale. But yeah, really, I'm kind of losing my train of thought here. But really, the Owl House did such a phenomenal job. I'm sad it's over, but man, did they do a good job, and the ending was perfect. And of course, what do I have to say besides bye? So that is where I'm going to end this video. Let me know in the comment section down below, what did you think of the epilogue of Watching and Dreaming? I think it's one of the best epilogues in all of fiction that I can think of off the top of my head. Probably the only other one that's as good is the, in fact, I don't even know if it's not quite there, but Star Wars Robles had another pretty good epilogue. But I think Watching and Dreaming takes it out of the cake, one of the best ones in my opinion. But let me know your thoughts on this down in the comment section down below. Also, be sure to like, upvote, and share the video if you did enjoy it. And subscribe to my channel and ring that bell to stay up to date on all my upcoming content. In the meantime, thanks for watching. And as always, have a good day, a good night, wherever y'all. Have a good one. Bye!